Welcome to the Ajit and Kal Korff show on Daily World. We are going to bring you to a new concept in restaurants in India. This is serving deep fried lizard. Now, if the idea is nauseating to you, you can switch off this video because what we are going to tell you isn't exactly very appetizing. Apparently, a woman in Calcutta was served a deep fried lizard in a Happy Meal, which left her feeling extremely unhappy. And this happened in a McDonald's outlet. Now, McDonald's, is an American company and it maintains very high standards of hygiene and safety. But you have a lot of complaints about restaurants in India and franchises in India. And you raised this issue earlier about rats, lizards, and God knows what else in restaurants. So would you enlighten us with your views as to what exactly is going on in the world of gastronomic adventures in India? I mean, people going out to eat in branded franchise restaurants, get lizards. What can they expect next?
Well, I think you can expect the unexpected. As far as my experience in India goes, it's obvious the Indian people don't value hygiene, otherwise there wouldn't be garbage on the ground everywhere. I have been at several restaurants where I just place my order, I'm waiting for it, and then I see a mouse or a rat, and then I'm just like, I just gotta leave. And I know that these creatures are everywhere, like cockroaches, there are more cockroaches on the planet than human beings. But it's a little better psychologically, at least in my case, if they're out of sight, out of mind. In the case of McDonald's, fast food tends to have a hygienic problem far more than, say, a five-star restaurant. An outdoor street side vendor is going to have a hygiene problem even with the oils. They don't change them enough, and in the hot, humid months that becomes a real problem. I had interviewed a doctor recently who was telling me that one of the reasons young people were having heart problems and brain problems wasn't because of what they were eating, it's where they were eating it at. And he blamed specifically street vendors and street food as being a huge culprit. So as far as McDonald's goes, you can't compare the McDonald's in India to the McDonald's outside India. In the McDonald's outside India, you can custom make all your food. You can choose what kind of meat, what kind of cheese. There's 10 kinds of cheeses, what kinds of bread. I like those McDonald's in outside India versus what's in India, because the franchises here are a mere shadow of what they are in the West. The way that these fast food franchises continue to be profitable and distinguish themselves is they're very competitive. They offer a lot of different kinds of foods. But as a general rule, a fast food establishment, McDonald's or not, is going to have more of a hygiene issue than a classy hotel. And I think that's true around the world.
But a lizard being fried and served to a customer, I'm sure, I could, even though it's not worth condoning, I could even condone something like, say, if you have a pouch of tomato ketchup with the expiry date over. It normally happens that they give you a pouch of tomato ketchup with the expiry date long gone. But a lizard is something, I believe a lizard's poisonous. If you eat a lizard, you can die.
Yeah, there's no excuse for that. It's also bad when a worker doesn't notice it. But if you Google reports on fast food workers sabotaging food, and I'm not saying that's going on in this one case, there have been times where workers spit on the food, they serve the customer something wrong because they're mad at how they behaved in the drive-thru. You read these reports all the time. It is unacceptable when a lizard is in anything, they need to be checked, and they should be checked by more than one worker. They have these procedures in place, that's the kicker. Just like India does have sanitation laws, they have food safety laws. But as the doctor mentioned, getting people to follow them is another issue entirely. Just like you have traffic laws here in India for safety, but the way people drive.
I think one of the reasons why we are so lax on food safety is that food safety is something that's not taken care of by the police. It's actually taken care of by the municipal corporation. And the municipal corporation can impose a fine on you at the most, I believe, but they can't arrest you. So maybe if it was a criminal offense to serve hazardous food or food that would have long-term health implications, or food that could cause immediate death, like a fried lizard, for example. Now, this thing would definitely place a check on the quality of food being served to people. And I feel what we need is harsh laws to deal with this, especially because food, and when it involves the younger generation and their health, and especially food when it involves children, like milk. Milk adulteration is a big issue in India. So I think it's a larger issue, and it's not just McDonald's serving up a lizard, but the very fact that a branded franchise like McDonald's is serving up a lizard is like, going to a Levi's store or a Langler store and buying a pair of jeans with a hole in them. It's that kind. It's disorienting. So I think what the government needs to do is definitely pull up these kind of institutions, these kind of places, and these kind of outlets.
Well, what you said, I think your psychic powers are working again. When I interviewed the doctor, I asked him, what do you think it will take to get this changed? And he said exactly what you did, that the fines are a joke and they need to criminalize it and make the fines so strictly enforced and so severe that nobody in their sane mind would dare violate them.
Exactly.
He said exactly the same thing you did.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ajit.